This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
The Fremantle Dockers are back in action this Saturday. They're up against the Western Bulldogs, who they played like a month ago. In fact, it was 6 weeks ago. How about working out the schedule, AFL? That's pathetic. Sean Darcy is our Fremantle Docker. Good morning, Sean.
Morning, guys. How are we going?
Hey,
Happy birthday for yesterday.
Thanks, Nathan.
Hey, did you have a good day? What happened?
I went to training
Yeah.
from 7 to about 4 and then went out for dinner.
Where'd you go?
We went to Tiger and Prawn in Freo.
Oh, what'd you get?
It was like the chefs feed me.
Oh, the chef's table.
Okay, so
I mean, normally they're like, oh, you won't go home hungry. They must get terrified when you walk in. It's like, how can we feed him enough food?
No, it was plenty. It was good.
Beautiful.
what kind of what was it called again, Sean?
Tiger and Prawn.
I've not heard of it. Where is it? What kind of food do they do?
They serve tigers and prawns.
It's like Indian, Asian fusion sort of thing.
Hey, Sean,
combination.
you're not thinking of lions and tigers, are you?
Maybe it's lions and tigers. Yeah, that's right.
I knew it was.
Well, I'm going to open up my own place called Tigers and Prawns.
Yeah. Lions and tigers is fantastic, by the
Yeah,
way.
what's that little street it's on now? You'd have
Bannister, maybe?
I'm going to say, yep. Yeah, okay. Lions and tigers.
Yeah.
You're not even close.
It is good, though.
So,
got the tiger.
Tigers and prawns.
What do you think a tiger would taste like?
A tiger? It'd be gamey, wouldn't it?
Bit like chicken. Maybe.
It's always like chicken.
Good answer.
Hey, Sean, what did you get up to on the bye weekend? Of course, you'd missed a fair few, weeks of footy, so I'd imagine yours wasn't a holiday.
Yeah, I had a bit of training to do, but I got back home to Geelong for a couple of days, which was good fun. My brother just bought a house, so we were knocking a few walls down and having to go on the tours, which was good fun.
Yeah, right.
How many people are you going to pull in to do you some favours during your renovation? Because it is really great to have tradie friends. Do you have a lot locked and loaded, ready to go?
Yeah, I have a couple, which is always handy. I'm trying to get someone to pull out a gas hot plate and an arm at the moment, but it's been 3 weeks and he still hasn't come to big fella. So,
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? They're never quick off the mark, are they?
No, so when you pay them, they're quick, but when it's a favour, they're never there.
You just got to fake them out with a couple of pieces and some beers for a bit of footy, and then sting them when they get there.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, this is going to be an interesting game against the Western Bulldogs. Of course, we're just talking about the fact that you only played them about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We're playing a lot twice before we played once, so just how the schedule works, and it should be a good game.
Yeah, well, I guess the interesting part is that still at this point in time, a lot of people they're wondering how consistent Freo are. So, for example, Fremantle are going into this game as the outsiders, as far as the TAB is concerned at this point in time. But everyone's really unsure about when they speak about can they make the 8, can they make the 4.
Yes.
A lot of people are still thinking that they're not even going to make it.
Why is there no confidence in... Because your results are on the board. You're doing all right.
Yes, but...
Yeah, I think we've been a bit inconsistent. We've had some good halves, and then we've fallen away in a quarter that's really hurt us. So on the last game we played against Melbourne was our best four-quarter performance. We started really well and we finished really well. So I think that's the big one for us, playing 4 quarters and consistent football.
Well, it's so lucky that we don't get scored per hour of our show.
Maybe you just need to play at Alice Springs all the time. Maybe that's your secret, is
Yeah, it was a good ground.
Yeah.
Had some nice views.
Oh, yeah, really?
This is boring me. What else did you get for your birthday? Did you get a present?
No, I didn't. My
Nothing.
family's back in East. Duke gave me a nice walk in the morning, and that was about it.
Yeah, he offered you lipstick, didn't he?
Sean. You got nothing else. So no one actually bought you a present yesterday?
No, they bought me dinner last night. That's all that I wanted.
Someone go down and rip out that arbour for him.
Oh, yeah, please.
Come on, rip out his hot plate, Sean.
Oh, you know I can't do it.
Well, give us the address. Sean and I go to the crowbar today.
I know where it is because I've noticed you've got a skip bin out the front and I thought I might chuck some stuff in that a little bit later.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, have you? Have you? Oh, good. I've got to drop some couple of things off.
Actually, to be honest, a lot of our listeners would love to use your skip bin. Can you give us the address?
So, Sean, we know you've got to get going in a second because
I
you've
can
got a
tell you where it
meeting.
is. It's next door to Angela.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You've got a meeting to go to, Sean, at the moment.
Yes.
Can you tell me where do you sit? Are you front row? You middle row? You back row?
No, I'm back row, next to Corey Wagner and Nathan Price.
Yeah, you can't have the tall guy up the front or no one else can see.
Yeah, it gets in the way of everyone looking at the board.
Yeah. It's a great point.
The
So it's just
Hemsworth head.
practicalities.
People will be like, "Oh my God, is he in Thor?" You know what I mean? It causes too much confusion.
Yeah, there is. All right, well, we'll let you go, mate. We know you're busy. You got to get to this meeting.
Yeah,
and,
good luck. And while you're in Melbourne, that skip bin's getting filled right up.
Yeah, for sure. You'll be a couple of
Thanks,
muffins in there. All right, mate. See you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna put a body in it.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
Okay, so the Australian swim trials were on again last night, and you can see Ariarne Titmus break the world record set by her teammate, who she just pipped last night, Molly O'Callaghan.
To
Now,
be
you
fair,
were watching it.
Molly O'Callaghan broke the world record
I know.
too. She just happened
Doesn't
to
that
fit touch
stink?
second. Yeah.
But who cares?
So two
she's broke
fastest.
the
You
world
were
record.
talking about. You were asking.
Yes.
You know, if people should be breaking records in this time of
Yep.
the meet.
These two are team members too, so they swim together. They train together all the time,
Yeah.
and they've just swum the two fastest swims in the world. Have they peaked too early?
That's a really good question. It is fantastic that they're able to train together and
you.
and then therefore they've got natural competition
Yeah.
against each other.
Molly
They're the best in the
O'Callaghan,
world, so it
she
drags you to a high level.
She was devote. So she was not happy that she lost that race. Like, so her face afterwards, you can see she's like, she just swam faster than she's ever swum before, and she was devote because she didn't get the win. In a trial where it didn't, like, first and second, you're still going to Paris. Like, you're in the event.
I know.
The job's done.
That doesn't really matter.
That's the
It doesn't
competitive
really
edge
matter.
these
By
girls
the
have got,
way,
though.
did you see that they aren't getting any free tickets to any of the people
To the
that are
family.
competing? Like
Yes.
their family members, and the tickets are €1,000.
That was a water polo player was
Yes.
talking about that.
Literally, no family members gets even one ticket.
Yes.
Every other Olympics before this one, they have.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So you fly over there, your family. I mean, because these
I have
athletes,
friends who are going to the water polo
Yeah.
getting tickets for free.
how?
Oh, they swim with some people that are once they're going over to do the English Channel, and they're then they're going to go over to the Olympics, go over to Paris. And
Not
watch it. Well,
everyone
they're going to be
swims
there.
with some people. You know what I mean?
You know what
If
I'm
the
hearing?
people who are in the
No, they
competition
say-
can't get a free ticket, that's extraordinary.
Yeah, it's not what you know; it's who you swim with. They say.
Yeah, that's famously.
100%. The interesting, Natalie and I were talking about it before. So the 200-metre butterfly was happening last night, and I can't
the men.
remember the name of the guy, the young guy who won, and he won by a bit, but he didn't make the qualifying time set by Swimming Australia, and our
Okay.
time is set that you would have to be
In the top 8, make the final.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, seventh. Yeah, there's only make the final. So they won't have anything that's under an elite performance. Australia. That's why we're so good.
Yeah.
This kid that swam it and won, he said, only one Australian's ever gone faster than that qualifying time. That's how competitive that race is.
Who was that one Australian?
I don't know, probably Duncan. Or maybe Jeff Hugel back in the day.
Yeah,
maybe I
right.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the performances by the Aussies are fantastic. The women are killing it. They're doing a great job.
Cam McAvoy too. Can we talk about
yes.
him really quickly?
Yeah.
So he's 30. So in swimming terms, ancient.
Yep.
He basically retired after the last Olympics, very disappointed with his performance. And then he went and did other things. So, other athletic pursuits, basically. Did a lot of calisthenics, he said. And then he thought, maybe I can get back into swimming. He said 50-metre swimmers, which is what this event was, normally would swim about 30 Ks in training.
Yeah.
He said, I wouldn't do 90% of that now. So he's basically, he's cut right back on the amount of swimming that he does. And he does a lot of strength work and a lot of core stuff. Blitzed it. He was so good. And
21 seconds. He's swam 50 metres in.
it was so fast.
I think I was having a look at the clock yesterday. I was having to swim. So he swam it in 21. I'm pretty sure I swam it in about 42 yesterday.
He could do two
He could do
laps of
two
what
laps.
you're doing
That's way
one
slower,
in.
isn't
It's
it?
amazing, isn't it?
Way
And you're not
slower.
a bad swimmer.
No, I'm not great,
Yeah.
but I'm not the worst.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But
Yeah.
God, that's amazing.
Amazing.
Moving on to the AFL, just before we wrap things off and skid the wheels here. So all week this has been about Dusty Martin. If you watch Fox Footy, and with good reason, he's going to play his 300th AFL game this week. One of 7 Tigers to be able to do so.
Yeah.
4 of the other guys who he joins a group of 4 that actually played with each other through that.
That's
through
amazing,
this
isn't
period
it?
where they
Yeah.
won 3, but so he was picked number 3 in that draft. And
Who was 1 and 2?
It was Tom Scully who was number 1, and I forget the other guy who Melbourne got as well. Tom Scully ended up leaving Melbourne to go to GWS.
John Forrest. Oh, no, that's the other game.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, everyone wanted to guess John Curtin, didn't they?
Yeah.
Everyone. Anyway, so he got paid, Tom Scully, to leave and join GWS, something like $2 million.
Oh, yeah, I remember
They
that,
front-ended his contract, so he almost had no choice but to leave.
Yeah,
and the
wow.
AFL contracts are only
And
just
where's
getting
he
that
now?
way now. He's not playing.
Yeah.
His career's
But
finished.
did he get that money?
Yeah. He probably scored, I don't know, $3-4 million out of it. So he'll just be playing
Did
golf.
he invest well? Is he okay?
I'm sure he was quite a smart cat, so I'm sure he'd be all right. But Dusty's apparently really well off, so he won't have to
He's
worry
done well
about
too.
after work.
Has
and no, he
Dusty
should
lost
be.
interest, though? Because there's a bit of chatter that his head and heart hasn't been in it this year.
Yeah, I think that's
That he's
because
just
he's playing
hanging
in a
in.
really crap team now at the time.
Yeah.
And they've missed so many players. But I think with the better players coming back, then he might have a lease on life and stick around for another year or so.
What are your thoughts
at
on
Richmond.
resting him so he plays his 300th at home?
Yeah, why not? There's going to be over 50,000 to watch the Tigers play this weekend. And when you've been that good, you do need to be recognised. He doesn't do any media stuff.
No.
He stays out of the limelight.
Yeah.
He doesn't get interviews and doesn't give up any of his personal time to anyone else. He turns up on game day and he just gives it to his team, gives it to his footy club. And he'll go down as the greatest play in finals history. As soon as it's a big match, he's the best player on the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
That
You
is
know how
fact.
he's completely there for his team? That's what you need to be when we want to order burritos for breakfast.
Don't you?
Because
You need to be a team player,
you
Sean.
enrage me.
You don't eat during the week, mate.
I do
I'm
so
sitting there
well
filling up.
during the week.
No, you
what
don't.
are you
No, you
talking
don't.
about?
Okay.
Oh, what, in the
Nathan
studio?
Morris.
In the studio? No, I
Nathan
don't
Morris.
eat
Nathan
in the
Morris.
studio.
Monday to Friday, I live like a prisoner. We're in prison, so whip myself. I can't
haven't
eat, and
earned
then
it.
I get
I
to the
don't
weekend,
deserve
I earned it. So now, during this week, out of nowhere, 52 weeks a year, 52, 54, I'm not sure. Anyway, all the weeks. And now you're saying you want a bloody burrito during the week when I'm the fattest I've ever been.
Our Nova contracts have 68 weeks a year. Just letting you know,
But 24 of them are holidays.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.